A warm welcome to your complete guide to the Sky Blues in the Barclays League 1991-92, the 25th anniversary of Coventry City in the First Division. That alone is something to be proud of. Only 3 other clubs have served a longer spell in the top flight: Liverpool, Everton and Arsenal, the mighty Reds from Anfield, the Mersey Millionaires and the Cockney Aristocrats. And how much money have those 3 clubs been able to spend in the last quarter of a century? So, a silver anniversary season at Highfield Road. And what a sting in the tail it would bring for Sky Blues fans. Before we get to that nail-biting conclusion, we shall see a roller coaster season, with faces changing on the field, in the manager's office and in the boardroom. But having survived the trauma of that last day, everyone at the club is now single-minded in the desire to launch Coventry City towards another 25 years, this time in the new Premier League, and with a lot of hard work and a little luck to find success along the way. Because, although here we shall be charting a battle for survival, the prize for avoiding relegation is membership of the most exclusive league in the world. As we can see, the Sky Blues underwent an amazing slide after starting the season with optimism. The reason is easy to pinpoint: lack of goals. The answer can be a lot harder to find, but certainly if goals were in short supply, some of them were tasty morsels, and we shall be enjoying them as we digest the season in due course. If is a big word, but if the goals had got in, who knows what may have happened. Certainly with the 4th best defence in the whole of the First Division, the foundations are there. The season began for the Sky Blues with 2 new faces in the camp: Peter and Love from Highlanders in Zimbabwe, and Paul Furlong, a £130,000 capture from non-league Enfield. Within the first few days of the new season, long-serving defender Trevor Peake would depart for Luton for £150,000, while taking his place would be Peter Atherton, a £300,000 buy from Wigan. The new season began for City with a 1-0 defeat against Manchester City, but a 5-0 hammering at Luton was soon to follow. Then came a 1-1 draw at Queen's Park Rangers, a 3-1 home win over Sheffield United, and a 1-0 defeat at home to Wimbledon. Watch out in the win over Sheffield United for the Sky Blues' own Scarlet Pimpernel. Paul Furlong is here, there and everywhere, as he's fouled for the penalty, scores the second and lays on the third. 5 matches, 7 points and 8 Sky Blues goals.
Opening day of the season then. A disappointing one for the Sky Blues. Scrappy sort of start to the goal, but then big Niall Quinn finishes it off, the Irish striker, tall at the far post, rising above the Sky Blues defence and putting the ball into the far corner. Good goal for Niall Quinn, bad one for the Sky Blues, a 1-0 defeat. But then we hammer Luton Town 5-0, really ripping into the team which is destined for relegation. First goal coming up, and first of the season for that man, Kevin Gallacher. What a poacher's goal this is. Poor back pass, Gallacher there, thank you very much. 1-0 to the Sky Blues. And there's plenty more where that came from. Out to the left wing, and Gallacher is in there poaching once again. Watch this for a goal. Over you go, in you go. Kevin Gallacher, a brace for him. Brilliant second goal for Kevin Gallacher. That's 2-0, and there's still more to come. The build-up's good. The cross is hard, off the post, Rosario right foot into the back of the net, and Robert Rosario gets off the mark for the season. It's becoming a rout. That's 3-0 for Coventry City. Into the second half, and David Smith to get in on the act. Beautiful left foot goal from David Smith. Lovely dummy in the box, and that's 4 for the Sky Blues. 1 more to come, and Paul Furlong is the man to get it. Header on by Rosario. Furlong's there. Super sub. Thank you very much. 5-0. Sky Blues hammer Luton Town. Queen's Park Rangers, different proposition. Gritty team under Jerry Francis. And 1-1 the outcome. Sky Blues off to a very good start in the match. Playing some pretty good football. Looking very confident. Slipping the ball through. Mickey Gynn is there. Lovely cool finish. 1-0 to the Sky Blues. And how many times will we say that this season? The Sky Blues going ahead in the match. Painful for Mickey Gynn, but delight for the Sky Blues fans. Now the equaliser, skill from that man who went to Blackburn Rovers eventually, Roy Wegerle. Little chip over Oggy and just about reaching the back of the net. 1-1 the final score at Loftus Road. Sheffield United come to Highfield Road and go away with a drubbing. In fact, Coventry doing the double over Sheffield United and putting 6 goals past them altogether. 3 of them coming up. First one's a penalty, and Sheffield United paying the penalty literally, not clearing the ball properly. In fact, putting the ball right back in the path of Coventry City. Into the box, no question about it, taken down from behind. Despite all the objections, the referee says, away you go, that ball is on the spot. A little doubt, really. David Smith to take it, the usual left foot, wham, into the net. 1-0 to the Sky Blues. Sheffield United will get back in the game to make it 1-1. And not a bad goal from Ian Bryson to level the scores. Work down the left. The cross to trouble Coventry City. Put back in again and slipped into the near post. 1-1 then. The 2 Coventry goals to come. Paul Furlong and Robert Rosario to score them. Rosario sets up on the halfway line. Good move. And Furlong finishes off. Coventry City back in the lead again. And Furlong delighted. Good pace. Good finish. Keeper gets a hand to it. We can't stop it. And Rosario gets the 3rd and final goal. Very physical and very clinical, that finish. Superb left foot curler from Rosario. That's a great goal. And don't the fans know it? Reacts very quickly, but I love the finish. Curling round the keeper with the left foot. Wimbledon, though, so often the spoilers of the party. And no different here against the Sky Blues. That man who eventually was to go, in fact, to rejoin Dave Bassett at Bramall Lane, Alan Cork, is the man who brings all 3 points to Wimbledon. It's a good cross, but maybe the Sky Blues defence should have cut this one out.
So, at the end of the first month of the campaign, Coventry lie a respectable 8th. September was a busy month for Coventry City, with 7 matches in all. One of them was a comfortable Rumbelows Cup first leg victory over Rochdale. The other 6 were all in the Barclays League. There's that great win at Highbury to enjoy again. Grateful thanks going to Lee Dixon for a beautiful lob over his own keeper. Paul Furlong scores his 4th goal of the season to beat Notts County. The eventual league champions Leeds United are held to a goalless draw. And for me, the goal of the season arrives in the shape of the Peter and Love winner over Aston Villa. Highlights of the action coming up.
Oldham's a tough place to go to, and certainly the Sky Blues found that so. 2 goals down before they got into the game, and here's the first one to Oldham. Nice little header, but once again, Sky Blues defence will think they should have cut that one out. Adams the goal scorer, 1-0 to Oldham. Good second goal for Oldham coming up on the volley. But once again, when the ball's in the danger area, Sky Blues defence maybe should have cut it out. Good volley though, ripping into the back of the net. Goal from Henry makes it 2-0 to Oldham. Then the Sky Blues get going, and Paul Furlong produces some lovely skill on the edge of the box after a shot from Peter Billing is charged down. Shot coming in now. Little shimmy, tucked away very nicely by Paul Furlong. 2-1 it stayed to Oldham. Then to Arsenal. Not many people gave the Sky Blues any chance at all at Highbury, apart from the Sky Blues faithful, of course. And what a start to the match it was as well. England fullback Lee Dixon doesn't look round, chips the ball over his own goalkeeper. Thank you very much. What a great start. Oh, it's disappointing, isn't it? But the Sky Blue fans loved every second of that, I can assure you. 1-0 then to the Sky Blues at Highbury. The Highbury faithful are stunned, but there's more to come. Enlove will make it 2-0. And that will really quieten down the Highbury faithful. Thank you very much. Off the feet of Seaman, into the back of the net, 2-0. And the Arsenal fans can't quite believe what's going on. High fives. They get back into the game eventually, Arsenal. Tony Adams, not much emotion about that, as he picks the ball at the back of the net and tries to get things going again. But certainly, the Sky Blues go home very happy. Another win coming up, this time against Notts County. And Paul Furlong, another strike for him in this game. Not a bad game, with plenty of opportunities to both sides. Here's one for Notts County, off the crossbar. Sky Blues picking the ball up in the middle of the field, moving forward. Good pace. And here we go down the left-hand side. And there you go. Perseverance rewarded. It finally went in. Kevin Gallagher's in there. And finally, it's Paul Furlong who puts the ball away. 1-0 it was to remain, but certainly the Sky Blues had further chances in the match. Once again, the left wing cross comes over. Kevin Gallacher, lovely header. And it's beaten away to safety by Notts County. Leeds United finished a goalless draw, and that moved things on to Everton and Peter Beardsley. The man who can't seem to get back in the England team certainly can crack in the goals. And there's the first one coming up. Very fortunate goal really for Everton, but Beardsley was on the spot. And he was there twice more as well. Left foot, no stopping that one, 2-0. Away come Everton again at Goodison Park. Just about a penalty. On the edge of the box there. And Beardsley, this time right foot. 3-0 to Everton. In the Rumbelows Cup, safe win, 4-0 over Rochdale. And then it's the big one, Aston Villa. The old rivals come to Highfield Road and go away with their tails between their legs. In fact, it was a good game and Villa were well into it for most of the match. The Sky Blues produced the finish. And what a great one it was too. One of the goals of the season. Sean Teal goes 3 different ways and the ball goes into the back of the net. 1-0 against Villa. And the celebrations go on a long time. Tremendous performance by Coventry, seeing off the new-look Aston Villa under Ron Atkinson, a very expensive team, but that goal is worth seeing again.
The end of September, and Coventry are looking fit and healthy, in 6th place, but on the same number of points as 3rd-placed Arsenal. October brought a mixed bag. Progress in the Rumbelows Cup at the expense of Rochdale and Arsenal, but defeat in the Zenith Data Systems Cup at the hands of Aston Villa. In the league, a sweet win for Stuart Robson at his old club West Ham, but defeats by Crystal Palace and Liverpool.
Another win coming up, and we should savour them, this time against West Ham United. Goal scorer in this match for the Sky Blues, Kevin Gallacher. As the ball comes over, the header is perfect. Not a tall guy, Kevin, but certainly very, very skillful in the air. And scores a fair proportion of his goals this way. Beautiful downward header, giving the goalkeeper no chance. 3 points. Rochdale win the second leg, but the Sky Blues go through comfortably on aggregate. Then defeat by Crystal Palace. And the first one is a real long ball game goal. Watch this. One bounce, Mark Bright, little touch, goal. That's what you call direct football. Mark Bright, the goal scorer. 1-0 to Crystal Palace. The equaliser is a penalty. It's an elbow in the face. Just there, which produces it. The referee won't have any arguing. A chance for Mickey Gynn to step up to equalise. Definite contact made, and the referee has the whistle in his mouth straight away. So Mickey Gynn, chance to make it 1-1. No real danger here of Mickey missing. There you go. Well done, Mickey Gynn. 1-1. The Crystal Palace do battle away under Stevie Coppell, and they came forward again. Scrappy goal, but Gabbiadini, their expensive signing, sticking the ball away eventually. 2-1 to Palace. Zenith Data Systems Cup finished 2-0 to Aston Villa. Not really revenge for the defeat in the league. And then Liverpool against Coventry City. No place for the faint-hearted Anfield. And it was eventually Ray Houghton who would break the deadlock. The man who was later to be surplus to requirements at Anfield. Mark Walters the cross, Houghton the finish.
So at the end of October, the Sky Blues have played 14 games, 1/3 of the season, and 20 points have been gathered. The battle for survival begins here, because in the next 28 games, only 24 more points will be squeezed out. From here on in, you'll see some stunning goals, but you'll need a strong nerve as well. In November, there are 4 Barclays League matches, 3 straight defeats, including that amazing last 5 minutes against Norwich, and then a welcome home win over Southampton, with Andy Pearce netting a vital goal.
We start off with Chelsea and a 1-0 defeat. Goal here from Chelsea's Graham Lasso. Once again, the cross isn't quite cleared, and Lasso is on hand to force it over the line. All 3 points for that effort for Chelsea. Nottingham Forest gain all 3 points as well with a 1-0 victory. The goal scorer is Teddy Sheringham, having a good season for Nottingham Forest, pushing his value up over the £2 million mark, and this is the reason why. On hand to slip the ball in the back of the net. 1-0, 3 points, Nottingham Forest. And a cracker of a game, and how to throw away 3 points. Object lesson here from the Sky Blues after leading with only a few minutes remaining. Great start. Watch Kevin Gallacher, so sharp and so skillful. For me, one of the best goals of the season. Beautiful placement by Kevin Gallacher. Norwich back in it. And the equaliser once again comes from a cross, this time a low one, and a scramble into the back of the net. 1-1 at Carrow Road. Sky Blues playing well though. Really stretching Norwich. And that cross the far post brings the second goal. 2-1, Kevin Gallacher on the mark again. What a striker. What a superstar. That was 2-1 with a few minutes to go. But the Sky Blues just couldn't hold on. First of all, Fleck gets a right foot shot to make it 2-2. Out of nowhere. And then Chris Sutton will finish off to make it 3-2 to Norwich. Sky Blues can't believe it. Those 3 points were gilt-edged and gift-wrapped. Back to winning ways against Southampton. Kevin Gallacher would once again be on the mark. Straight down the middle. And now out wide. Defensive mistake sets things up. But the finish is a good one. First goal coming up. Kevin Gallacher. Inward hurts. Again, another header from the wee man. And I tell you what, you've got to be brave to put your head in where Kevin Gallacher does. That's where the boots are flying. In you go. Thank you very much. What a play. Now Pearce also gets his head in where it hurts. It's usually a few feet higher than Kevin Gallacher's. And a vital goal, as Stuart says, coming up for the Sky Blues. Free kick to the far post, all alone, Pearce, goal. And 2-0 to Coventry City against Southampton. Let's see it again. And watch out for the header.
At the end of November, the Sky Blues lie 13th. Incredibly, that win over Southampton will be the only home win for 5 months. The next win at Highfield Road will not be until a vital victory over West Ham United on April the 25th. There are also significant moves behind the scenes at Highfield Road, with Mr. Peter Robbins now in the chairman's hot seat, and the arrival of the vastly experienced Don Howe as first-team coach. Through now to the turn of the year, and December begins with an unlucky exit from the Rumbelows at the hands of Spurs. Up to and including the game against Spurs on January the 1st, there are 5 league games. A 6th against Sheffield Wednesday, due to be played at Highfield Road on December the 14th, is postponed because of bad weather. That means at a crucial time of the year, the Sky Blues face 4 successive away fixtures. So, on the road, there are defeats at Manchester United and Luton, a draw at Wimbledon, and a badly needed win to complete the double over Sheffield United, before Coventry come home again on New Year's Day, only to run up against a Gary Lineker-inspired Tottenham.
Yes, there are some games you'd rather forget. This is one of them. But perhaps a few lessons to be learned for the Sky Blues defence. Manchester United gunning for the title. And the first one is scrappy to say the least from Steve Bruce. 1-0 to Manchester United. 2-0. The lob from Neil Webb. Third goal, well, scrappy again. Brian McClare, really nonchalant, thrashing the ball over the line. Fourth one, in it goes from Mark Hughes. That really is one to forget. 4-0 to Manchester United. Luton Town getting some revenge for their drubbing early season with a 1-0 win. And now to one of Coventry City's best performances of the season, away at Bramall Lane against Sheffield United. 3 goals and 3 points. Stuart Robson, Sean Flynn and Peter Billing get the goals. Watch this one from Stuart Robson. He starts and he finishes the move off. The breakaway's on, the halfway line is crossed, and away it goes. But Stuart Robson doesn't stop running. All the way into the box. Brilliant run by Robson, and when the header comes back, there he is. 1-0 to Coventry City. That's a great goal. That's worth seeing again, isn't it? Robson the maestro, start to finish. Once again, the Sky Blues start this goal virtually on the edge of their own penalty area. And once again, it's that man Robson. Stinging tackle in midfield. Away come the Sky Blues. And Sean Flynn, what a finish. They don't come much better than that. Great accuracy and power. Sean Flynn deserving all the credit he gets. That has goal written all over it. From the moment it leaves his foot. 2-0 then to the Sky Blues. And Peter Billing will finish things off quite nicely, bursting one through the wall. 3-0 to Coventry City. Couldn't be easier, could it, Peter? Wimbledon provides a 1-1 draw and a point, but watch out here for another one of the favourite goals of the season. Stuart Robson, magnificent player, and this has got to be the coolest piece of work you'll ever see on the football field, and he means it as well. Comes in from deep once again, picks the ball up, and a beautiful chip. That was certainly meant. Some people said at the time it was a cross. Stuart knows better, and so do you. That's a great piece of individual skill by Stuart Robson. (1-1) at Wimbledon, and this is the Dons' goal. Once again, it's a cross which is the problem, and that's a very scrappy one for Wimbledon. Spurs, well, 2-1 to them, and Coventry beginning to struggle as we turn the year. First goal would come from Coventry by Rosario, and a chance before that for Kevin Gallacher. Straight at the keeper. But Coventry would take the lead soon afterwards. In fact, in the same move. Rosario is on hand. Very cool. Swatting the ball over the line. Sky Blues then taking the lead. Joy is unlimited. It's good work by Rosario for the big man. And that seemed to take an eternity to cross the line. But Spurs were to come back. And Lineker, now gone to Japan, would show us just how good a striker he is. Doesn't miss many of these. Near post, back of the net. Lineker strikes and makes it 1-1. Disappointment was to come though, and Paul Stewart, the man who would move eventually to Liverpool, getting the goal and the winner and all 3 points. Stabs it in, half volley, into the roof of the net. Spurs take the points then.
At the start of 1992, Coventry are 15th, with 27 points from 23 matches. It's a precarious position. 6 points one way and the relegation zone is entered. 6 points higher and 7th place beckons. That's the kind of tightrope football managers walk. And after a home draw against Cambridge in the FA Cup, which leads to a knockout blow at the Abbey Stadium, player-manager Terry Butcher parts company with Coventry City and Don Howe takes over. The title of player-manager had become a millstone around Terry Butcher's neck. In fact, he played in only one match all season, and that had been against Aston Villa in the Zenith when he was unfortunately sent off. The rest of January contains just 2 Barclays League matches. Don Howe seems set to celebrate his appointment with 3 points against his old club, Queen's Park Rangers, until substitute Gary Penrice pops up and Manchester City grab the points at Main Road.
Queen's Park Rangers it is. Another classic example of kissing goodbye to a couple of points. The Sky Blues going 2 goals up and then falling prey to a Penrice double. The 2 Sky Blues goals coming up. Gallagher and Rosario. There goes Kevin. And what a finish. Beautiful chip. Kevin Gallagher, 1-0 to Coventry City. No wonder they put price tags on this man of £2 and £3 million. He can score them any way you like, and this chip is exquisite. And Coventry City build upon that. Rosario. Great work by Kevin Gallagher. And Rosario's there to finish off. This, I thought, was going in anyway. It's a good save by the goalkeeper. But Rosario's first to react, and that's 2-0 to the Sky Blues. Can they hold on? No, they can't. Gary Penrice comes on, and the former Aston Villa man begins with that kind of goal to make it 2-1. And then he's there again to make it 2-2. Long range effort all along the ground, and only 1 point out of the game. Manchester City will hear again. A 1-0 defeat. David White is the goal scorer. The Sky Blues will feel maybe they should have got at least a point out of the game. Manchester City being revived under Peter Reid and playing pretty well, having a good season. This is the only time they pierced the Sky Blues defence. White is so quick and the shot is lightning.
At the end of January, 16th position, and the fight for survival has entered a critical phase. With hindsight, February was the month which saved the Sky Blues. Don Howe picked up his first win as manager with a David Smith goal at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace. Then came 4 consecutive goalless draws. At the time they were hard to take. The goals, hard to come by at the best of times, simply dried up completely. But looking back, those 4 points could be said to have ensured Premier League football at Highfield Road. And even in the middle of the goalless spell, there were performances to relish, such as Steve Ogrizovic and Bruce Grobbelaar, 2 34-year-old goalkeepers trading saves, and the Sky Blues backs to the wall performance with 10 men at Southampton after Robert Rosario is sent off.
Crystal Palace then, and a win for the Sky Blues. David Smith the goal scorer. The great penalty save coming up from Oggy. Wants a saver. And he saves some penalties, Oggy, doesn't he? But let's see the opening goal, the only goal of the match, from David Smith on hand. A cracking left foot shot. That wins all 3 points eventually. But not without some alarms in the Coventry defence. Good header on by Rosario. And David Smith, all alone, reacts very quickly and plants the ball into the back of the net. Good strike by the Sky Blues. But they had to hang on. And there you see a handball. Peter Atherton. Well, make up your own mind. I'm not so sure it was deliberate handball, but the referee certainly gave it for that. Now watch this. Andy Gray. Oggy, great save. And not just the save, the reaction as well to keep hold of it. Beautiful stuff by Oggy. Brings home all 3 points. And Liverpool, well, you know, sometimes goalless draws can be boring, can't they? Not this one. As Stuart said, 2 34-year-old goalkeepers earning their corner in this match. And some great saves by Gallacher in the Liverpool goal. Kevin Gallacher tests him first. And he's there again, but this time the crossbar saves him. And a deflection. And over the line for a goal kick. Sky Blues piling it on at this point. There you go again. Gallacher grabs it and lets it go. Long range, good save, and the backup save as well. Gallacher very agile. And plenty of efforts to keep the crowd really on their toes, as well as the players. Gallacher again turning wide. Liverpool, of course, never rule them out. Dean Saunders gets half a chance, breaks into the box. Ogrizovic needs a bit of help from Lloyd McGrath, but no less than he deserved. Game finishes 0-0. So does Southampton against Coventry. Once again, a pretty entertaining goalless draw, keeping you on the edge of your seat at all times. Alan Shearer, eventually to be the most expensive English footballer, still playing for Southampton at this point. Not getting too many chances. Oggy's there when the Saints did put in the shots. Sky Blues coming forward themselves, and this is the sending off. Rosario really going a foot too far. And that's the red card for Rosario. Uphill battle for the Sky Blues. The Saints pile it on. Off the post and away to safety. But they don't count unless they go in the net. That's a goalless draw. Now Manchester United is a goalless draw as well, but this really isn't the best of games. This is a typical goalless draw, if you like. Just 1 or 2 half chances as Manchester United stutter their way towards eventual failure in the League Championship Challenge. Goalless draw then at Old Trafford, and 3 goalless draws on the trot.
At the end of February, Coventry is 17th, but no need to panic yet. 6 games in March yield 6 points.
Norwich at home provided the 4th goalless draw on the trot. Another draw against Sheffield Wednesday, 1-1, and Kevin Gallacher on the mark here for the Sky Blues. First of all, some good skill from Sheffield Wednesday, and Oggy on the spot to collect the ball. Not a bad game, this one. Some good chances at both ends. And here come the Sky Blues, forcing a good save at the other end for Sheffield Wednesday. Carlton Palmer, the big leggy midfield man, who was soon to play for England, sets up David Hurst, but that's again a good save by Ogrizovic. Crunching tackles coming in from Stuart Robson. Kevin Gallacher just wide on this occasion. Plenty of chances being set up, and how about this for that's my ball. Thank you very much. And away come Coventry City once again on the edge of the box, and this is beautiful. David Smith, Kevin Gallacher, what a finish. That is one of the best headed goals you'll see anywhere, from any angle. That's poetry from Kevin Gallacher. Full length. No stopping that one. 1-0 then to the Sky Blues. But watch this, a hint of handball, I suspect, there from Viv Anderson. Not given. Maybe not really any evidence of it, but I just thought he held his hand very close to the ball. 1-1 it finished, Sheffield Wednesday. And then Nottingham Forest, a 2-goal defeat for the Sky Blues. Sky Blues not without their chances, whipping in crosses. Nottingham Forest under Brian Clough don't give much away at the City Ground. And forward they came, setting up chances. And I'm afraid Coventry defenders putting them away. That was a David Smith own goal for the first one. And then Teddy Sheringham scoring again against the Sky Blues in off the post. 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. A victory at Chelsea. Stuart Robson's goal there, bringing back all the points. And Oldham Athletic, 1 point from this game at Highfield Road. Andy Pearce would score for the Sky Blues, Nick Henry for Oldham. Once again, Coventry taking the lead. A regular occurrence throughout the season. Good work and good finish. Pearce delighted with that one. That should really have set up the Sky Blues for a victory. Certainly a well-taken goal. Good work by the big man. A great setup. That's service for him. But Nick Henry puts them back in it for the point. And to be fair, it's not a bad goal from Oldham, although a hint, certainly, of offside about it. 1-1 it finishes. The Tottenham-Coventry City game, plenty of goals, but unfortunately a lack of pitches. Sean Flynn, Lloyd McGrath and David Smith, the goal scorers.
7 games left. 2 of them feature Les Sealey in goal again, on loan from Aston Villa. Altogether, Oggy is forced to miss 4 games in the run-in, but he's able to resume for the final 5 matches of the season. Coventry score only 1 goal in April, a golden goal by Michael Gynn against West Ham, which provides the Sky Blues with their first home win since November. But it was a month of agony, with games being lost by wicked deflections.
It's getting tight, and Arsenal are getting some revenge for that early season defeat at Highbury. Kevin Campbell it will be who'll get the goal. Not a bad one either for Arsenal. Certainly takes it well. Big things thought of Kevin Campbell. And a good finish. It brings all 3 points to the Gunners in a 1-0 victory. Sheffield Wednesday are next. The opposition once again very quickly after the first game. And here a goalless draw yet again. But how Coventry City didn't score? Well, I'll leave it to you to wonder why. Some great chances. This one's skimming over. Good save by the keeper, to be fair. Stuart Robson unlucky. What a great season he's having. Sheffield Wednesday producing some good saves from Oggy once again. Helped out by Bryant. And now forward again, the Sky Blues. A double deflection and a goalkeeping save. A goalkeeping double save. Still no goals though for the Sky Blues. And deflections will play a large part in the next 2 games. And Mickey Gynn can't believe that one's been saved. And this one comes off the crossbar. Some great skill here from Mickey Gynn. Watch out for this coming up. But sadly the shot isn't quite up to the skill. 2 men, goodbye, with the ball over the bar. Goalless draw against Sheffield Wednesday. Now 2 games, as Stuart says, where deflections really are cruel to the Sky Blues. Notts County the first one. And remember, this is the time when every point is mattering. Every point is vital. And how cruel these goals are. First of all, the Notts County goal. Deflection off Kenny Sansom. Oggy has no chance. And that takes all 3 points to Notts County. And against Everton, same story. Sky Blues in the game and put out of it with a wicked deflection. Beagrie has the ball, left-hand side, cuts inside, and Brian Burrows is the man who sends Oggy the wrong way. Tragedy for the Sky Blues. The champions, eventually Leeds United, win 2-0. So the final 2 games of the season. First of all at Highfield Road, West Ham United. And such a vital win. Possibly the goal which ensures Premier Division football for Coventry City. And it's Mickey Gynn on the spot. Beautiful strike. He's been there before, Mickey Gynn, but never so important. It's worth savouring again just how important this goal is to Coventry City. Keeper can't hold it. Thank goodness. But Mickey Gynn can finish it.
And so we come to the final match of the season, at, of all places, Villa Park, with Coventry City's fate hanging in the balance. Coventry have been 19th, one above the relegation zone since early April, but a Luton win over Aston Villa has given them the chance to avoid the drop. It all comes down to Saturday, May the 2nd, with the Sky Blues 2 points above Luton at Villa Park and Luton away at Notts County. And what a Coventry Old Boys Day it is as well, with Trevor Peake aiming to save Luton, while big Cyril Regis will be firing the bullets for Aston Villa. It's a day no Sky Blues fan will ever forget, as news of goals from Notts County is flashed to Villa Park and vice versa. And indeed, Cyril could have sent the Sky Blues down with a lightning strike in the first few seconds of the match.
Yes, it's Big C with Villa's quickest goal of the season. And with the ground abuzz with goal flashes, a sudden flash from Tony Daly sets up Villa's second goal. The cross is met by Dwight York to make it 2-0 to Aston Villa.
But with fingernails chewed down to knuckles, news comes in that Notts County have hit the winner against Luton, and despite defeat at Villa Park, Coventry City have survived. The sense of relief is overpowering, and 1 or 2 glasses of bubbly went down that night, but in the cold light of day, it's as well to remember a couple of points. Apart from the obvious lack of goals, it's interesting to note that not a single Coventry player remained ever present during the season. A total of 26 players were used in the Barclays League throughout the season. No doubting the players of the season, Stuart Robson was inspirational in every game he played, while Kevin Gallacher, despite the overall goal drought, was always the Sky Blues' main strike threat. Now we enter a new epoch for football. The Premier League is at the pinnacle of our national game, and the Sky Blues have protected their position in that league. In the end, Coventry needed to scrap to survive, but the outcome has been worth it, and now the club is ready to build for the future.